Real Estate Salesperson Paper 2. Buyer Stamp Duty. Buyer stamp duty is payable on all acquisitions of immovable properties in Singapore. It is not dependent on the nationality of the buyer or the number of properties that the buyer owns, regardless of whether it is a private property or an HDB flat. Buyer stamp duty is imposed. Buyer stamp duty is based on the purchase price or market value, whichever is higher, and rounded down to the nearest dollar. With effect from February 15, 2023, buyer stamp duty is calculated using this table for residential and non-residential properties. Buyer stamp duty is payable on the full amount of the property when bought or by a deed of gift, and payable when there is a transfer of share for private property. Buyer stamp duty is not payable when there is an aborted sale, a transfer within family for an HDB, and lastly through inheritance. First case study, on the change of holding from joint tenancy to tenancy in common. Together, A and B holds the property 100%. But they decided to hold the property as tenancy in common, meaning each of them will hold 50% each. Furthermore, they decided to portion the shares into 60% to A and 40% to B. This means B will sell 10% of his share to A, resulting in A buying 10% from B, which give him 60%. So stamp duty payable is on the 10% transferred. Case study 2. How to calculate buyer stamp duty when a party remove his or her name from the joint tenancy. Mr. X and Ms. Y bought a property under JT for $1 million. Ms. Y wants to remove her name from the property valued at $1.5 million. The buyer stamp duty payable for Mr. X is $1.5 million divided by 2 because Mr. X will buy 50% share from Ms. Y, then multiplied by 3% minus $5,400 based on the formula given here. This is a summary of buyer stamp duty. In summary, you should know what buyer stamp duty is. Calculate buyer stamp duty for residential and non-residential properties. Remember when buyer stamp duty is payable and when it is not. Finally, apply buyer stamp duty knowledge in case studies. Like, subscribe, share this video. Watch more real estate videos on my channel.